Last week at a local range, I watched something that stuck with me. One older woman stood at the counter for nearly an hour, slowly working through routine paperwork. Nobody helped. Nobody explained anything. A few feet away, another person about her age walked straight through with a single card and zero delay. Same age, same building, completely different outcome. And then there are retired officers out there who still don't realize they qualify to carry concealed across the entire country. Not because they don't meet the requirements, but because no one ever bothered to tell them. Here's what most people miss. If you've spent decades following the law, respecting the rules, and doing things the right way, age doesn't take rights away. In many cases, it quietly unlocks advantages. Reduced fees, waived requirements, special legal protections, training credits that still count decades later. These benefits exist in statutes, state regulations, and federal law, but they're rarely explained and almost never advertised. I went through laws from coast to coast, and what I found was eye-opening. There are 10 firearm-related rights and benefits written with older Americans in mind. Most people never use them, not because they're illegal, but because no one talks about them. And one of these, number 7, can make the difference between walking free or facing serious trouble in court. So let's break them down one by one. A quick disclaimer before we begin. I'm not a lawyer, and this isn't legal advice. Gun laws change constantly and vary by state. Always verify with current law and a qualified attorney before making decisions. Number 10. Your RV might be more than just transportation. It may be your legal castle. If retirement has you traveling the country, your motorhome can carry more legal weight than most people realize. In many states, when an RV is parked, connected, and being used as a temporary residence, it may qualify as a dwelling under the law. That means castle doctrine can apply. In plain terms, you may legally keep a loaded firearm inside your RV for personal defense, just like in a traditional home. A shotgun under the bed while you're camped for the night can be lawful in many jurisdictions. But the moment you turn the key and start driving, everything changes. Now your RV is legally treated as a vehicle. Firearms must typically be unloaded, locked, and inaccessible unless you have a valid carry permit recognized by that state. Get this wrong, especially while crossing state lines, and a peaceful road trip can turn into a felony charge. Thousands of seniors travel every year without realizing this distinction. The rule is simple. When it moves, treat it like a vehicle. When it's fully parked and serving as your living space, it may be treated like a home. Number 9. Senior discounts that gun owners almost never hear about. If you're over 60 and support the Second Amendment, there's a good chance you've been overpaying. Organizations like the NRA, Gun Owners of America, and the Second Amendment Foundation offer significant senior and lifetime membership discounts. They just don't advertise them loudly. The NRA, for example, offers a distinguished life membership for seniors 65 and older at a fraction of the regular cost. Gun Owners of America and the Second Amendment Foundation offer deeply discounted lifetime options as well. These memberships come with real benefits: legal resources, training materials, gear discounts, in some cases access to legal defense programs. The key is this: you have to ask. If you don't, you'll likely be charged full price. One phone call or email can save hundreds of dollars. Number 8. Seniors are legally entitled to more time during firearm purchases. Federal disability law protects age-related conditions like slower mobility, hearing loss, vision challenges, and cognitive processing speed. That protection applies in gun stores just like anywhere else. If you need more time to complete a Form 4473, that's protected. If you need assistance reading fine print or understanding a section, that's protected. If your background check takes longer than expected, you cannot legally be rushed or dismissed because of it. There have already been cases where older buyers were nearly denied purchases for taking too long, only for the situation to change instantly once federal disability protections were cited. Here's a phrase worth remembering: I'm requesting reasonable accommodation under federal disability law. That single sentence often resets the entire interaction. Number 7. Getting older does not mean you lose your gun rights. This is one of the most damaging myths out there. There is no federal law that says you are too old to own a firearm. not at 60, not at 70, not at 90. Age alone is not a disqualifier. Using medication is not a disqualifier. Living in assisted housing is not a disqualifier. Having help managing finances is not a disqualifier. The only way firearm rights are removed is through a formal legal process, typically a court ruling declaring someone mentally incompetent. Even guardianship does not automatically eliminate gun rights in many states unless a judge explicitly orders it. Federal courts have repeatedly affirmed that age-related decline alone is not enough to strip constitutional rights, yet many seniors give them up voluntarily because they're told they shouldn't have them anymore. Once rights are surrendered, getting them back can be extremely difficult. If there has been no court ruling, your rights remain intact. Number 6. That old hunter safety card might still count. If you completed a hunter education course decades ago, don't assume it's obsolete. Many states still accept hunter safety certification as proof of firearms competency for concealed carry permits. States like Wisconsin, Virginia, Idaho, Arizona, and Oregon explicitly list hunter education as qualifying training. In most cases, the age of the certificate doesn't matter as long as it was issued through an approved program. Safe handling principles don't expire. If you already learned them, you may not need to pay for another class. One call to your licensing authority can save time and money. Number 5. Some seniors can hunt for free. In many states, residents over a certain age are exempt from purchasing hunting licenses altogether. Florida allows residents 65 and older to hunt and fish with nothing more than a valid driver's license. Georgia exempts residents born before January 1, 1961 from hunter education requirements entirely. Similar rules exist in dozens of states, often buried deep in regulation handbooks. These programs exist because lawmakers recognize fixed incomes and long-term experience. If you've been paying for licenses every year, check your state wildlife agency's senior benefits page. You may already qualify for exemptions. Number 4. Carry permits get cheaper with age. Several states quietly offer reduced fees or lifetime carry permits for seniors. Louisiana cuts permit costs in half for applicants 65 and older and offers discounted lifetime options. Alabama does the same. Texas provides reduced renewal fees for seniors as well. These savings add up and reduce future renewals, background checks, and paperwork. But again, you usually have to ask. Number 3. Retired law enforcement officers have nationwide carry rights. Under the Law Enforcement Officer Safety Act, qualified retired officers may carry concealed in all 50 states without a state permit. Service requirements are modest, and qualification is typically annual. Despite this being federal law, many retired officers are never informed. Some states have attempted to restrict LEOSA, and courts have repeatedly shut those efforts down. If you're eligible and haven't pursued it, this is one of the most powerful carry protections in the country. Number 2. Congress stopped a quiet gun ban aimed at seniors. In 2017, Congress repealed a rule that would have placed certain Social Security recipients on the prohibited persons list, not because of criminal behavior or court rulings, but because they had a representative payee managing finances. The repeal affirmed a critical principle. Needing help with money does not mean losing constitutional rights. It also set a precedent that due process matters. This issue could resurface under a different name, which is why awareness matters. Number 1. Older hunters may already be exempt from safety courses. Many states use birth year cutoffs tied to when mandatory hunter education programs were created. If you were born before those dates, you may be exempt automatically. People see requirements listed online and assume they apply to everyone. Often, they don't. Your birth year alone may qualify you. And there you have it. 10 firearm rights and benefits written with seniors in mind, yet rarely discussed. These aren't loopholes. They're lawful protections earned through time, experience, and due process. The system relies on silence. It assumes you won't ask questions. Don't give it that advantage. If this helped you or opened your eyes, subscribe to the channel. This is where we break down the fine print, expose what's buried, and make sure law-abiding Americans understand the rights they've earned. Stay informed, stay prepared, stay protected.